Now, if you've got kids, you will be familiar with this sound. Oh, I just think how hot I used to get at Mum's with activity zone, changing the kids' socks in the little cabins. Oh, so hot. Getting dragged to the swimming pool on a Saturday, hearing, Dad, watch me. You're like, don't run. Having to pretend to be super impressed as your kid lollops about in the water. Well, none of that will be happening in Swindon's Health Hydro tomorrow because the historic baths are closing for a £6.5 million refurb. Our reporter Kelly Morgan there for us now. Have you managed any dive bombing or, dare I say, heavy petting yet, Kelly? Good morning.
Oh my days, Ben. Now, I'm more of a belly flop kind of girl. You know, I sort of jump in and all the water jumps out. That's my kind of take on things. But to be fair, I don't think the swimmers in there right now would be appreciative of that. And that, that belly flop chat, it feels a little bit uncouth, if I'm honest, in such stunning surroundings, because this place is a stunner. The main pool here, the whole building, the Health Hydro, was built by Great Western Railway workers some 130 years ago, and you can feel it. The end of the pool's got a big stained glass window. The domed roof makes you feel like you're in a railway terminal, but it does also look like it's 130 years old. It needs that regeneration that you were talking about. And end of play today, the doors will shut for 18 months of work to revamp it. And whilst all those improvements are going to hope to bring more people through the door, there's regulars that are going to have to find a new home. I've got Jason Tate with me from South West Swim Club. Jason, you've already done your bit this morning. You were in there first.
I know, I got in as well, so that's a rarity. So yeah, we had our last session, we sent our swimmers away with a bit of fun, so it was a great session this morning, as always.
Talk to me about your club and this place and the connection.
So South West Swim celebrates its 10-year anniversary next year, and we've pretty much been here for 9 years, so most of that time. We develop open water swimmers, triathletes, leisure swimmers, so we've got a really broad range of swimmers that come and see us in various sessions. But Milton Road's always been a home to us. It was one of the first pools that we got pool time in a town with very little pool time and lots of swimming clubs. So really grateful for the managers in past and present that have given us that opportunity. But yeah, it really is a home for our swimmers, and they love the pool. It's 33.3 metres long. That 0.3 is very important for a swimmer. And because we develop open water swimmers and triathletes, that longer pool gives them the opportunity to swim a little bit further distance per lap. So
not quite Olympic size, but longer than your standard 25 metres. Brilliant. Well, look, you're a man immersed in the swimming community within the town. One of the points raised with these improvements is there's no immediate plans to bring the small pool that's ideal for teaching children how to swim back to life anytime soon. Well, what's your take on that?
So I got two takes on that. Yes, it's very important to bring that back, and the sooner that can be worked on and brought back, the better. But as a business, I understand that there's a lot of financial considerations around that as well. But I'm pretty sure if the money was inputted into that project, with the amount of swimming and the short amount of interest in swimming and the short sort of pool supply, if you like, in Swindon, that will make money back quite easily. There's a big gap in the Learn to Swim community for pools. Lots of Learn to Swim businesses and places like GLL running their own Learn to Swim programs. A small pool, ideally like the one we've got next door, nice and shallow, nice and warm, that would be a major asset. So if they can bring it back, the sooner the better, really.
So hopefully it's going to be next, maybe in phase 2 after this first 18 months. That would be your wish.
Wish, yes.
Absolutely. Well, look, you're in a competitive swimmer, you run or you help competitive swimmers. You don't want your surroundings too comfy, Jason. You want a little bit of edge to keep your mindset in the action. Are you completely happy with all the flakes of paint being redone and being a bit more comfy? Silk pyjama time?
Absolutely. So the main drawback, like you said, it's a stunning building. It always has been. But since I was looking back at old pictures, since COVID, it's really deteriorated with obviously being closed through COVID. It's not helped. But the pool the area does need a major refresh. And that's just going to make it more comfortable for swimmers to come and want to come to the centre.
And hopefully bring more swimmers through the door, right? Because so many pools across the country are struggling with operating costs, and perhaps this is going to help for the longevity of the place.
Yeah, absolutely. And the more public swimming we can get into Milton Road, the better it's going to be, and that's going to help. You've got lots of clubs. So my club, Southwest Swim. You've got lots of other clubs in Swindon. We're involved with Swindon Dolphin as well, and this has been their home for far longer than it's been my home. So yeah, they can't wait to return as me as well. But it's just going to be a stunning place if they do the work, and if it's done to a high standard. Just like many other old pools around the country have gone through a refurbishment, they've kind of become a swimmer tourist attraction as well.
Brilliant stuff. Well, Jason Tate from Southwest Swim Club, thank you for your time this morning. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that the improvements will bring you some PBs at the back end of next year. There we go, Ben. I'm going to be back with you a little bit after 8 to chat with somebody who's part of the campaign group here. So more to come from the Health Hydro soon.
Loving it. Thank you. All that history there. I only had the pleasure, because it's not obviously my local pool living in the Queen of Hilltop Towns of Malmesbury, I had the pleasure of a good old swim at the Health Hydro once, and that was for sport relief about 6 or 7 years ago. I went down there to swim a mile, I remember, and it was just me in the pool with a few people cheering me on by the side. But because it wasn't sort of, like really manically busy, the echo and like Kelly says, just that sense of scale and history in the place. A little bit eerie and spooky, but a little bit awe-inspiring at the same time. And yeah, I did just about manage the mile without killing myself. Furthest I've ever swum until that point, and since, I might add, raising a few quid for sport relief. So it was all good.